Can you introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Deborah. I'm from the United States in Massachusetts, and I came to Izmir in order to have plastic surgery. The reason that I did it was I'm a yoga teacher and I wanted to have my face match my body.
And how did you find Medlife?
I did a thorough research online to look at both the organization, from the perspective of what was the administrative strategy in terms of the support that an organization would give to a hospitality health intervention such as cosmetic surgery. And Medlife came up to the top as the both high quality and cost productive.
That's lovely. And what do you think about your operation? How did it go?
The operation was, I had a pre-op understanding of what would be expected on my part that I needed to do. For example, I'm not a smoker, but had I been a smoker, I would have stopped 2 months ahead. I'm also not much of a drinker, but it's very important to make sure that your health, that you present with, it's your responsibility to present with health that's going to allow you to have a surgery from which you will have a good outcome. So in the pre-op stage, I followed the instructions all the way up to the night before my surgery of using an antibacterial soap both on my body and washing my hair. The next, following the pre-op work that was my responsibility to do, I met with the doctor. We talked about from his evaluation, what would make me a very good candidate for the surgery, and we agreed on, here was his strategy, here's what we should do, and within 2 hours from the time of consultation, I was in surgery, having my surgery with full anesthetic review, support, nursing, surgical team, in an operating room that was high quality to the standard of my expectation of the standard operating procedures for a medical facility. From there, the doctor proceeded for 6+ hours to perform the surgery of neck lift, facelift, and the actual eye surgery. After the surgery, there is a 1 hour post-op where you are very closely monitored with the anesthesiologist as well as the doctor, at which point I was transferred back to my room. And the standard operating procedures under doctor's orders is what a patient should expect, and I would make sure that you're prepared for that few days in the hospital as a patient so that it can be a time where healing can occur. So the post-op from there was 2 days in the hospital facility, moving on to the hotel on tour, which has 2 aspects to it. One, the hotel is beautifully located in Izmir so that you're able to go out and walk in very lovely places. For example, a very nice park. The streets are very safe, so you can walk daylight or night if you choose. And there are a number of markets which are exciting because they are in a range of craftspeople to products that you would use in everyday life. So from perfume stores to shoe shops to yoga clothes to very fancy high-end bridal gowns, very lovely. And from that perspective, at the hotel, I have been treated with care and compassion, and I have been very pleased with the way the hotel has responded, bringing me room service to the room because I felt that I was too conspicuous to be dining with other people who were in more presentable than I was because of the post-surgical swelling and the lift chin strap that I was wearing.
What do you think about Izmir then?
About Izmir.
Yes.
Izmir is a city, it is called the Pearl of the Aegean, rightly so, because it has a mix of culture and history that is exceptional. For example, Alexander the Great's palace is not rebuilt, but as it stands, it is the place that Alexander the Great wanted to get to. So he did build a road from Istanbul to Izmir because it was such a beautiful place to be. The culture of the city is very tolerant and very invested in people having faith. I personally have visited several churches, several mosques, and several synagogues, and I have been very impressed with the call to faith in the city. I'm sure it's a great influence on the ability for me to be able to walk anywhere I want to with no fear for my safety. So from a cultural perspective, from an art perspective, from a safety perspective, Izmir is a lovely city to recover in.
Is there anything that you would like to add?
In final note, the wrap-up is that the Medlife staff from beginning to end have treated me with professionalism and kindness and compassion. From the perspective of what is the way one finances these surgeries, to what can we do for you in terms of making your stay comfortable, as well as the management of always wanting to improve quality.